If you decide to tackle this job yourself, you could end up burnt, bruised, or bleeding.
Or you could save hundreds of dollars and give it to your wife.
So you've got the dreaded triangle and the check hybrid system. Well, it's time to scan the thing and get the code. And then you find P3013. Now if you look that up, it's going to tell you that block 3 is getting weak. And some descriptions are going to tell you that there is a problem with the internal resistance in block 3. Which I know what you're thinking. You're thinking thousands of dollars for a new high voltage battery pack. Or big project, tearing apart, taking it out, tearing it apart, and replacing modules in the battery pack. But before you panic and before you do that, let me show you something that might save you a bunch of time and a bunch of money. I should mention also that when you have one of these codes, that the engine runs pretty much continuously. It doesn't do the start-stop thing. And the cooling fan for the high voltage battery runs continuously as well. If you're noticing any other symptoms that I left out, please add those in the comments below the video. Please remember, this is a high voltage battery. No joke, it can kill you. If you don't know how to get to this point, pause and watch my video in the hybrid playlist of our Saneauto channel. Before you get started any further than this, pull this loose and out. On this 2010 model, the blocks start here with number 1 here and block number 14 over here at the other end. Turn here, you can see. Block 14 will be down here. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across this way. Since we have a code 3013, we're going to count 1, 2, 3. And I'm counting by these sensor wires right here, these sensing wires, to the third block from where the large lead negative is. 1, 2, 3, third block, code 3013. Once you've identified the block you want to work on, you'll need a very small flathead screwdriver, like from eyeglasses kit or small electronics kit, some Scotch-Brite, some dielectric grease, a pack of bus bars, which I will put a link to in the description, and a socket, usually a 7 or 8 millimeter, and a good pair of gloves. You don't want to end up burnt, bruised, and bleeding like me. Now, you'll probably have some corrosion on these nuts, so you'll also want a pack of new nuts, which I'll put a link in the description below. Okay, I'm taking the sensing wire loose, moving it out of the way, press down on this tab to release the bottom of the bus bar, then press up on this other tab to release the top of the bus bar. Get that old nasty corroded bus bar out of there. It would be even more corroded, and we would have corrosion on the nuts if we hadn't been in another video experimenting with the vinegar and baking soda method, which of course only lasted a short while, and we're having problems again. You want to look at the sensing wire where it connects right here and make sure there's no cracks or really bad corrosion, because if this is bad, this could also cause the code. So you may have to replace this whole sensing wire harness, or you may have to solder right here. In our case, it looks like we just need to clean it up. This is some really fine Scotch-Brite. It's not the coarse Scotch-Brite. It's just the same kind of Scotch-Brite you get for your kitchen. There's no sense in putting a link in the description when you could just pick this up at your local grocery store. See how nice that looks now? Take one of these brand new bus bars. If these aren't already clean, you need to take your Scotch-Brite with some vinegar and clean those off too. Put a little of the dielectric grease on both sides of the bus bar. Put that on. Then put some on both sides of the sensing wire. And I'm at an angle where that pokes out at the top. Snap it back down in there. Take these little nuts and rub that dielectric grease on them too. Just very lightly tighten those. Now you need to erase the code, drive the vehicle for a while, and see if that fixes the problem. If it does fix the problem, you just saved needlessly replacing a module that there's nothing really wrong with. If it doesn't fix the problem, then try doing it again. And if it still doesn't fix the problem, then you need to check our testing the modules videos. I have videos on how to no load test the modules and how to load test the modules. Yes, you have to do both. And you can do both of those tests in the vehicle. If they fail either one of those tests, it needs to be replaced. And you will have to take the whole pack out of the vehicle to replace them because there are bolts underneath the carriage here that bolt these modules to the carriage. So hopefully you've avoided that by doing this and saved lots of time and money. And we'll see you in the next video. Till then, get off the couch and get dirty. And when you put it back in, make sure you turn it and push it all the way to the passenger side. If this doesn't work and your module is bad and you have to replace your module, well, that's a whole nother video. Dakota says be sure to watch our other videos and subscribe.
Don't do anything I do in my videos, and don't even do anything I talk about in my videos.
Welcome to Saneauto. We're so glad you're here. We don't just do repairs and tool reviews.
Bienvenida a Saneauto. Nosotros no solamente hacemos reparaciones de autos.
We also film hot rods and mod rods, project cars, classic cars, antiques.
Nosotros también filmea autos antiguos, mod rods, hot rods, cualquiera.
We also like to take you with us to the car shows and the cruise-ins, so make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell so you don't miss anything.
Me gustaría llevarte con nosotros a los cruise-ins y car shows. Entonces, empuja ese botón y toca de campaña para que no pierda nada.